develop any kind of software, right? So to get developed, any kind of software need to be take with the help of the process that will be taking with SDLC, right? So if you want to be get develop any kind of the software, to develop any kind of the software need to be get taking with the process of SDLC. So what exactly mean by SDLC? What exactly mean by SDLC? Need to be get mentioning that software development life cycle. If I'm taking with the SDLC, need to be get mentioning the software development life cycle here, right? Yeah, just a second. So if I'm taking with SDLC, if I'm taking with the SDLC, need to be get mentioning about taking with software development life cycle. So if I'm talking about any kind of IT companies, if they want to be developing a software, need to be follow the process of SDLC. As part of SDLC or in SDLC, what is the first step need to be done? Which it will be mentioning the requirements gathering, right? If I'm taking with the SDLC, the very first step need to be get mentioning the requirements gathering. After that, which it will be taking with requirement analysis, and then which it will be taking with design. After that, which it will be mentioning about coding, and then which it will be mentioning about testing, and then it will be making into live environment or production, right? So if I'm taking with any kind of software need to be get developed, need to be take within the first step, requirements gathering, and then analysis, design, coding, testing. After that, it will be moving into live environment or production here. Okay. Now, whenever we are taking these particular SDLC, only one particular person cannot complete all the activities. Okay, only one IT person cannot complete all the activities. Now, if I'm taking these particular steps, requirements gathering, and then taking with the analysis, and then taking with the design, which is done by BA, or which it will be mentioning the SM. Okay, if I'm taking with the BA, considering as a business analyst. Okay, BA means considering as a business analyst, or SME considering as a subject matter expert. These people which is already having with the experience in the IT industry, for them it will become an easy in getting gathering with the requirements, and then doing with the analysis, and then taking with the design. So once it has been completed, once design activity completed, then it will be coming to the coding, which need to be taken care by developers. Once coding part is completed, need to be come to the testing, taking care by testers. That means BA totally different role, and then developer, totally different role, and a tester, totally different role. And this live environment production, which it will be taking into by different persons here. Not like all the job roles are same, and not like all the trainings are same. BA role, totally different job role. Developer, different job role. And then taking with the testing, different job role here, right? So the people who are comfortable with the programming, then you can choose your career as a developer, like Java developer, .NET developer, Salesforce. Different type of technologies are there related to the coding. The people who are not comfortable with the development activities, not comfortable with the programming, then very easiest option is testing. So if I'm taking with the testing, very easily we can get trained on testing, and very easily we can get a job on the testing part here. So the simple understanding how you guys can choose your career is the people who are comfortable with the programming. You can think about developer role. The people who are not comfortable with the programming, then you can think about testing. Now, our training program, which has been designed related to the testing, let's understand about in a very detail what exactly mean by testing here. Okay, first let me complete my whole explanation. After that, I will start responding to all your questions here. Okay, first let me complete what is mean by testing, what we are going to learn as part of testing, and then I will start responding to all your questions here. Okay, right. So whenever we are taking with the whole SDLC, we are not bothered about all the phases. We guys need to be taking care about testing that we will be mentioning about software testing. Okay, so we need to be taking care about in implementing software testing. We are not worried about hardware testing. We need to be taking care about software testing. So what exactly mean by software testing? According to your understanding, what is mean by software testing? According to your understanding, what is mean by software testing? You can respond in the chat window. What is mean by software testing? Right. So there are multiple definitions are there. In simple, we can say that the meaning of software testing. Testing a software, or we can say that testing a application based on client requirements. If I'm taking with the software testing, we can say that testing an application based on client requirements here, right? So you're not testing the application by your own requirement. So client will be provided a very clear information. Client will be providing with the requirements. Based on the client requirements, you need to begin test an application. So in a very simple understanding, if I'm taking with the testing means testing an application based on client requirements. That particular testing, it got divided into two things. That particular testing, it has been divided into two things. One is manual testing, another one is automation testing. Both are testing only. Manual testing, you are making sure that application need to be working fine. Automation testing, you are making sure that application need to be working fine. So both are, you are making sure that application need to be working fine. Okay. Right? So both are that manual testing, you're making sure that application need to be working fine. Automation testing, you're making sure that application need to be working fine. So both are, you are making sure that application need to be working fine. Then what make you the difference here? The simple understanding. Manual testing need to be done with the help of human interactions. If I'm taking with the manual testing need to be done by human interactions. If I'm taking with automation testing, if I'm taking with automation testing done by the tool, that particular tool we are taking care about Selenium. In a market, there are multiple tools are available. In a market, there are multiple tools are available. Okay, but we guys are taking care about Selenium here. Okay, so now if I'm taking with the software testing, we can implement in two ways. One is manual testing, another one is automation testing. Manual testing done by human interactions. We guys need to be open the application. We need to be get enter the username. We need to be get enter with the password. Everything we have to be doing. Automation testing, the same thing need to be get done by the tool here. If you want to be start your career as a tester, if you want to be start your career as a tester, only manual testing will not be enough to get in a job. Only automation testing will not be enough to get in a job. You need to be comfortable with manual testing plus automation testing, then it will become an easy to get in a job here. Okay, if you are comfortable with manual testing and automation testing, then it will become an easy to get in a job here. So only manual testing will not be enough and only automation testing will not be enough. For that particular purpose, as part of our training program, you are going to understand manual testing by doing one project and automation testing by doing one more project. So by the completion of the training program, you will become comfortable in getting doing with manual testing and then taking with automation testing. So by the end of the total training program, you will become comfortable in working on manual testing and then working on automation testing. If I'm taking with manual testing, what you are going to learn as part of manual testing, what you are going to learn. So if I'm taking with manual testing, if I'm taking with manual testing, it got divided into two things here. One is white box testing, another one is black box testing. Okay, so if I'm taking with manual testing, it got divided into two things here. That I will be mentioning about white box testing and then taking with black box testing here. Right? If I'm taking white box testing done by developer, which is related to coding level. Okay, if I'm taking with the white box testing, which is done by developer related to the code level here. So developer will be taking care about, okay, developer is taking care about in doing with the testing related to code level here, right? If I'm taking with the black box testing, which is related to functionality done by tester, which is related to functionality level, which is done by the tester. As a tester, we are not worried about in doing white box testing, need to be taking care about in getting implementing with black box testing. This black box testing also got divided into two things here. One is functional testing, another one is non-functional testing. Okay, black box testing also got divided into two things here: functional testing, non-functional testing. If I'm taking with non-functional testing, performance testing and security testing will come under non-functional testing. Performance testing and security testing will come under non-functional testing. So we are not worried about non-functional testing here. As a tester, maximum we need to be start our career as a functional tester only. Once you become comfortable with the functional testing, very easily we can work with non-functional testing. Okay, so once you are comfortable with the functional testing, very easily it can become in a comfortable with non-functional testing. Further, we are going to understand about in implementing functional testing. This functional testing also we need to be get understand about in getting taking with smoke testing, and then which it will be taking with sanity testing, and then retesting, and then regression testing. After that, you will be taking with alpha testing and then beta testing. Once alpha, beta completed, then it will be getting moving into the live environment, or we can say the production. So as part of functional testing, we need to be get understand that in getting taking with smoke testing, sanity testing, retesting, regression testing, alpha testing, and beta testing. What are all these things? What are all these things? You will be getting understanding in a very detailed in our training program. So as part of functional testing, we are going to understand that in getting implementing these particular testing. To implement these particular testing, to get implement these particular testing, which it will be taking with the help of one more option that it will be taking with STLC. Okay, we are taking with the help of STLC. Previously, SDLC, mentioning the software development lifecycle. SDLC means software development lifecycle. STLC, software testing lifecycle, right? STLC, software testing lifecycle. We are not worried about SDLC, need to be taking care about STLC. As part of STLC, we need to be get understand that requirement understanding, and then taking with test plan. After that, test scenarios, and then test cases, and then test execution. After execution, need to be taken with bug reporting, which we will be taking with bug reporting, and the last activity which it will be taking with test closure. So as part of STLC, we need to be get understanded. We need to be get understanded how we need to be get understand the requirement, how the test plan need to be prepared, what is mean by test scenarios, what is mean by test cases, what is mean by execution, bug reporting, test closure activities. So this is we are understanding with the help of the project. So in manual testing, you will be taking with the one project and then will get understand about how to implement this whole manual testing activities. Once we got comfortable with the whole manual testing, then we'll be getting started with automation testing that we will be taking with Selenium tool here. As part of Selenium, we used to be get understand about Selenium with Java. We are going to discuss Selenium with Java. Manual testing, there is no concept of programming at all. Manual testing, there is no concept of programming at all. Automation testing, basic programming knowledge has been required. That is, we are taking Java syntax. I know that most of the people from non-coding background, even they were in a BTech, IT, Triple E, CSC, whatever it may be, don't get worried about this Java part. We are not taking into equal to developer. Java means not like equal to the Java developer. For Selenium, basic syntax has been required. Whatever the syntax we need to be learned, that we will be getting discussing as part of this training program. We are going to learn core Java also, but not like into very detailed here. For Selenium, how much Java knowledge has been required, we need to be taking care about that particular core Java part here. Once we got comfortable with the core Java, then we'll be getting discussing about writing with the programming Selenium WebDriver. And then we need to be getting discussing about different types of frameworks here. We need to be get understand about different types of the frameworks that we will be mentioning about STNG framework, and then we'll be understanding about modular framework, and then which it will be taking with hybrid framework, and then taking with POM here. By this, our major training will be completed. Addition to this, you will be getting understanding about what is mean by log4j, and then taking with Jenkins, and then taking with GitHub, and then taking with Maven, and then discussing about Cucumber. Okay, at last we'll be getting discussing about API testing, that we will be mentioning about web services testing. That means the whole objective is by the end of the training program, you guys need to be get comfortable working on manual testing and working on automation testing. So whatever the things we are discussing, each and everything have been documented in the PDF files of the day-to-day session. That PDF file you will be getting any access here. So now, if I'm taking the whole conclusion is how you guys can decide your career. It may be BTech or degree, anything. To get started your career as a tester, you doesn't required as a technical. I mean, BTech Triple E, BTech ECE, BTech Mechanical, Civil, anyone who knows what is mean by computer, then you can easily start your career as a software tester. Once you are becoming an expertise in understanding about manual testing and automation testing, then it will become a very easy in getting surviving on testing. So there are multiple careers also available. Most of the time, the people will be assuming that most of the time, the people will assume that as a tester will not be having good career. It's not like that. You can see here. If I'm taking testing career, always your testing career will be getting started as a software test engineer, right? So our career will be getting started as a software test engineer, which it will be mentioning that 0 to 4 years. It's not like exactly in general I have been given. You can start your career as a test engineer. After that, senior test engineer and then test lead and then taking with manager and then senior test manager, associate director and then taking with director or vice president. It's not like that after vice president we cannot continue on testing. After vice president also you can continue with the testing that you can think about once you become a vice president, right? But for now your target is need to be become a test engineer, need to be get enter into the IT industry, right? So to get enter into the IT industry, we can see that software testing is one of the option here because there is no programming. If you take manual testing, there is no concept of programming. So very easily you can learn with the manual testing and then we can start working on the manual testing job. Sometimes there is a possibility you can get in a job only on manual testing also. But because of current market, current situation, it is suggestible that you need to be comfortable with manual testing and automation testing. Then only it will become an easy to get in a job and then to get survive in the testing job market here. Okay. So this is just to give an overview of what is meant by software testing, what are all the things need to be learned as part of software testing. So from your side, if you're having any kind of questions, you can ping me in the chat window. The YouTube guys, the people who are watching from the YouTube, you can mention your questions in the chat window. We'll get response for all your questions. Any particular questions? If you're having any kind of questions, you can get respond in the chat window. Or you can speak it, you can unmute your speaker and then you can speak it. The class timings will be from tomorrow. We are starting with the new batch. From tomorrow, we are going to start with the new batch here. That is 8:30 p.m. IST. 8:30 p.m. IST. So from tomorrow, we are going to start with the new batch. If anyone is interested, you can continue in that batch. So the batch timings is 8:30 p.m. IST. Right. Still, any more other questions from anyone? How long training will be there? It will be taking around 50 to 55 hours. If I'm taking with the training, it will be taking with 50 to 55 hours, including manual testing and automation testing. Right. Still any more other questions? Do we get any videos? Videos will give any confirmation on that. So basically, we have some security reasons or there. So directly will not be getting an access for the videos here. But you will be having the live session will be there. So you will be having the live session. We are giving with the atmosphere of the classroom. So you will be getting with the classroom training here. Okay. I mean, what you done in the classroom training, everything you will be getting it so that you will not be having any issues on that. Right. So still any more other questions? Okay. Okay then. Still, if you require any more information, you can contact to the Naresh IT number. So Naresh IT number will be there posted on the website. Okay. And we used to be have with the placements guidance also will be there. You can see. So just you can go to the Naresh IT and then you can go to this Google and then you can type as a Naresh IT Facebook. So here you will be getting all the details. So we are maintaining with the two Facebook pages here. One is for batches details and one is for the placement cell. If we get open with the Facebook page related to the placement cell, so we'll be able to see all the information related to the placements here. So any job opening is there, it will be getting posted on this particular Facebook page. As an example, if I'm taking with the Selenium, I can see here. So Selenium package, percentage criteria, year of password, taking with the bond, how the interview process will be done, everything it will be getting posted on the Facebook page here. Okay. So there you can get understand about what are all the openings are there. And if I'm taking with the batch information, you can go to the Naresh IT main website or you can refer with the Facebook page. Here you will be able to see with the details. And we used to be conduct lab session also. I mean, whenever we are doing this particular training regularly, you will be having lab session also will be there. By that you can practice it. In case of any questions or there, it will be getting clarified by connecting to your system, will be getting resolving with the issues. Okay, right. So still any more other questions from anyone? So related to the fee, okay. So related to the fees, you can contact to the management number. So you can contact to the management, you will be getting with the fee details. What about the daily class duration? Daily class duration will be 1.5 hour. It is 8:30 to 8:30 to 10, 8:30 p.m. to 10. Initially, it will go with the 1 hour session and then slowly it will be making with 1.5 hour session. If you miss in a class, you will be getting with the PDF file. So in case of any emergency, if you have been missed with the class, you will be getting with the PDF file. You can refer with the PDF file and you will be able to get understand what we have been discussed on that particular day. That option will be there. Okay. Will you explain all concepts on the board? Yes. So whatever the concepts we have been mentioned here, not this part. Coding, we are not discussing it. Live environment, we are not discussing it. Related to the STLC, related to the software testing, manual testing, and automation testing. The whole thing we are going to discuss as part of the training program. So as part of our training program, you will be going to understand that manual testing with one project and automation testing with one project, you will be understanding in a very detailed manner here. Okay. Right. PDF file will be available, not videos. Videos will not be available, but PDF file will be available. Okay. Whiteboard classes every day. Yes, every day it will be taking with the whiteboard only. So every day we'll be taking with the whiteboard. because we have to be given a classroom atmosphere. So that is the reason we are arranging with the everything. So we'll be getting with the classroom atmosphere. How the classroom trainings has been done, everything you will be getting, including the lab sessions also. Lab sessions also will be available. So interview preparation help will be there. Yeah. I mean, we'll be giving with the interview questions whenever the concepts has been explaining, whenever the concepts has been explaining, what are all the questions you will get in the interviews, you will be getting that information, and then FAQs also will be sharing it. Resume preparation also will be done. Once your total training program is completed, we'll be taking with the resume session also. After resume session is completed, I will be taking with the one-to-one discussion. In the one-to-one discussion, I will be suggesting that need to be take with the interview as a fresher level or experience level. Everything I will be guiding it and will prepare your whole resume. Once I have been approved, then you will be getting started uploading into the job portals. Okay. Right. So what project in manual testing? In manual testing, we are taking with the, okay. In manual testing, which it will be taking with hotel management project, automation testing, you will be getting with HR domain project here, which is like in a real time only. Whatever the concepts you are learning as part of this training, the same thing you can mention in the resume also, and then you will be getting attending with the interview. So for the real time, what are all the trainings has been required? I mean, what exactly the concepts has been required? You will be getting understanding about all that particular concepts. Okay. Right. Any more other specific questions? Okay, so if you don't have any questions, then you can exit from the meeting. For more information, you can contact to the management team. You can contact to the Naresh IT team. You can refer Naresh IT website. You can refer Naresh IT website, or you can refer Naresh IT Facebook page. You will be getting with the more details. PDF file will be having all the concepts. Yes, related to the manual testing and related to the automation testing, you will be getting with the PDF file, which is consist of all the details, including with the installation. Now we can see here as an example, if I'm taking this is the PDF file, which is related to the automation testing. So including with the Java installation, like this is Eclipse IDE installation, Java installation, and whatever the programs we are discussing in each and every session, programs has been documented. If I'm taking with the Selenium, whatever the programs we are discussing, each and every program will be getting documented in the PDF file. So one session has been completed. If we go through this particular PDF file, you can easily get understand that what are all the things we have been discussed in each and every session here. Okay. Right. So clear everyone? So this is how you will be getting with the PDF file here. Each and every program has been documented. Each and every program has been documented in the PDF file, including with the installation. Everything has been documented. So once the session has been completed, if we go through this particular PDF file, you can easily get understand that what are the things we are discussing in each and every session here. Okay. Right. Which tool is best for the current market? Selenium is the one of the best tool for the current market to get in a job and to survive on the job. So that is the reason you are going to get with the training on the Selenium tool here. So if I'm taking with the training, you are going to get on the Selenium automation tool. Okay. Right. Okay then. So the people who are interested, you can get contact to the Naresh IT management team. They will help you that in providing with the batch timings here. Okay. Right. Okay then. Thank you guys. Thanks everyone. Thanks all.